Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. And I wanted to start a whole new series where I'm doing things that kind of push my beauty boundaries. I have so many eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks, blushes, just makeup products in general that really are kind of more aspirational. Colors that I would love to use, but in the end I'm like, ooh, where am I gonna wear that? What am I gonna do with that? So I thought I would start actually trying to see if I can find a way to build looks that work for me, because normally I am all about the neutrals. I am all about the nudes, but I thought it would be fun to try and just kind of go beyond my comfort zone. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's get started. I wanted to use this. This is one of those palettes that I've had for a while, more than a year. It's from Too Faced. It's the Clover palette. It's super cute. I mean, truly adorable. But inside, you'll see that there are a lot of colors in here that there are some neutrals, but there's also a purple, a yellow, a blue, a mint green, some more peachy tones. And I definitely feel like it's one of those palettes that, although I bought it because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn to use all of those bright pops, the truth is I only reach for the neutral shades in here. So I thought it would be time to try and kind of push beyond my normal boundaries with this. And I want to get to the point where I'm just as comfortable doing a blue or a purple or a pink or an orange eyeshadow look as I am doing kind of a more neutrally brown. I just realized that if I keep wearing these earrings, they're so loud. I better take them off or they're gonna drive you and me crazy. I thought that because I'm reaching for colors I don't normally reach for, and I haven't used this palette in such a long time, I thought that maybe I would do my eyes first. Now that is also something outside of my normal makeup comfort zone. I usually start out and I do my face first and then I do my eyes last. I don't know if you've seen these. I have these here on my little makeup desk here. This is the Oreo for the Thrones. If you are a Game of Thrones watcher, I love this. They're your basic Oreos. They have the Targaryen. They have the White Walker. There's the Lannister Lion. And here's the Dire Wolf from House Stark. So, truthfully, I've been snacking on these. If you see any dark spots in my teeth, it's probably the Oreo cookies. And I know this is terrible. I only like the cookie. I'm not a cream fan. Don't hate me. Promise you won't unsubscribe. This is just the way that I eat Oreos. I love the cookie so much. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I can eat the whole thing together, but if I'm eating it the way I want, this goes bye-bye. And it's just the uber dark chocolate cookie. So good. So I'm going to use my favorite brush, which is the Sonia G Worker Pro. I'm going to go right into this shade right here. This one's called Fur Baby. And that's going to go in my crease. Out of all the shades in this palette, this is the one that I use the most. But I usually end up doing a very neutral look with this. And the goal is to not do that today. I'm going to dip into this shade right next to it right here called Chihuahua. I would say it's more of like a skin tone, kind of a medium skin tone look. It's a little deeper than my skin tone, but I'm going to use it right above. And I'm just going to fluff it in right there. The next shade I'm going to go into is this one right here called Love is Love. Now if you don't have this palette, this is basically a, I don't know, I would say it's kind of like on the hint of bright coral. It's right here. It's not like super orangey. It's just kind of like right in the middle of where that pinky orange is. If you have a peachy palette, grab a peach from there and kind of put that just below the crease. That's where I'm putting it. And I'm a huge believer in, you don't have to have the exact same palette, but find similar shades. You know, a medium crease shade, something a hair lighter, and then more of this peachy pink right below where the crease is. Now I'm going to be honest with you. This next step makes me nervous. I'm going to use this shade here. This is called Spoiled. It looks like this. It's a very metallic kind of teal blue. I'm going to put that on this brush. By the way, I do have a color switch down here from Veramona, kind of running my brush over that to make sure that there is no excess color from a different shade. I'm going to pick a little bit of this up, and then I'm going to pack it all over the lid. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're going to find out. We're going to have to do some serious coverage with some foundation and concealer because it's definitely not my best skin day, but that's what makeup's for, right? From here, I'm going to use this same brush, and I'm going to go into this shade here called Best Friends. It has an interesting shift to it. It looks kind of like one of those blue-brown pigments that you would get from MAC, and I'm going to put this just in the outer corner here because I want to get a little bit more definition here. It does have a little bit of a blue shift to it. And as you can see, it has some fallout, hence the doing the eyes first. But I'm going to pack this on here, blend it out, clean up this down here, and then we'll move on. I'm going to put on my concealer of the moment right now, which is this Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm just going to tap it on underneath the eyes, over my problem spots here, corners of the nose. I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation from last summer right here on the cheeks, corners of the mouth, here. This hyperpigmentation spot, boy, I feel like this is going to turn into, concealer turns into foundation. And if you haven't done that, it works really well. And if you've done that, you're like, oh yes, I know about that trick. And then we're just going to try and blend the rest of it in. I'm going to use one of my all-time favorite powders. This is from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Light Powder in Diffused Light. I think I need a smaller brush for under the eyes. Alright, for the face, I have been in love with the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm palette. I do find that this bronzer works better with a natural hairbrush. This is from Wayne Goss. This is the O2 brush. And I just kind of like rub it all around in here, and then we bronze. I've also been loving the blushes that are in here, and this is supposed to be the Pop blush, and this is supposed to be an all over multi-glow, but I just kind of run my brush through both of these and then just plop them on the cheeks. And then just a little bit of a highlight. I'm going to plop that on. All right, I'm going to finish up my lower lash line. I'm going to use this shade here. This is called Cuddle Buddy. It's a little bit darker than that medium brown that I used in my crease, even almost a little pinkier as well. Other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a champagne shade. It's kind of like a highlighty shade in my inner corner. And right here on the lower lash line, like right in that inner corner. I'm going to throw on some liner, some brows, and some mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, to finish the look today, I used this from Clinique. This is the High Impact Custom Black Kajal Liner. I used this both in my inner rim as well as on my lash line. I also used this from CoverGirl on my brows. This is the ultra fine brow pencil in the shade Soft Brown with a little bit of this from Benefit. This is the Gimme Brow in the shade 3. And then on my lashes, something brand new. This is from Kat Von D. This is the Go Big or Go Home. It's basically a sample that I picked up from Sephora when I last made an order of some skincare items. And I like the way it makes my lashes look, but I wish it was a little bit easier and would build a little bit faster. This is the third time that I've used it, and I feel like every time I pull it out, and I don't know whether it's because this is the sample size, I feel like even though I already have a lot of mascara on here, I'm not getting a noticeable difference as I continue to layer it on. So the good news is that it doesn't ever look too clumpy. It looks very fluffy. It does lengthen and give some volume, but I would like it to do that a little bit faster, not have to be here for like 5 minutes. Mascara, mascara. That's my complaint. And on the lips, I have this from Flower Beauty. I have just the matte lipstick. This is in the shade Honey Nude. And then I have this gloss on top, and this is from ColourPop. It's the Ultra Glossy Lip. Although there is a gloss on this side, it's not my favorite gloss. I tend to love this one, and as you can see, it's nearly done. I've been kind of scraping the inside walls, trying to get what there is left out of here. It's time to take the stopper out and just like really go for it. But this is one of my favorite shades. This is Here's to You. So there you go. A neutral eye with a pop of blue. It's definitely something that I've always loved seeing other people do. I've always been hesitant to do it myself, but it's time to stop being concerned and play with a little bit more color. I don't care that I'm over the age of 40. I don't care that we've got a lot of shimmer going on. It's one of those things where if I want to play with color, I should just play with color. And I want to encourage you, if it's one of those things that you've been thinking about and wanting to try, just go beyond your comfort zone and see what happens. And as I look at this, it's pretty and it's not too much. Now the next time I play with blue, I want to maybe do nothing but blue and not use too much other neutrally transition colors. But I think as a start for this whole pushing my beauty boundaries, it's a great jumping off point. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what sort of makeup products, makeup colors, items kind of put you outside of your beauty comfort zone, and things that maybe you want to find an easier or better way to do. Because I've always loved bright eyeshadow colors, but I've never really been the one to just kind of throw them on. It's one of those things I want to get better about, hence this whole series of pushing my beauty boundaries. Thank you so much for watching today. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. I don't know what to do. The cream from the Oreo cookies. If I leave it in the little container, I'm sure my kids will find it and eat it, but for me, it's all about just the cookie. Is that wrong? I know you must be going, who are you? You don't like the cream? No, I don't. I'm just gonna leave a little pile here.